Welcome back to Riding Bikes in San Diego. We are going very fast on Collwood right now, heading south. This is an alternative route to taking Montezuma and Fairmount to where I usually end up on my ride. I had a hankering. I just had this feeling that I wanted to take a different way, and I kind of immediately regretted it. This hill is super long, and it's uphill the whole time, and it was just, glad we got the buffer and everything. That made it easier. Of course, the buffer goes away when I have to turn here, but it was a bummer. Like, I was just going along, but I don't know, something about it. I just wanted to try something different. I used to do this in reverse. You could find a lot of videos on this channel where I'm riding east instead of west like I am now, and then I go down that hill. And right now I'm on Monroe. The hill continues. I had forgotten, and I have to contend with drivers going around me. I would have taken Collwood all the way to El Cajon Boulevard, but El Cajon Boulevard does not have any infrastructure at all. There's no painted lanes, there's no protected anything. It doesn't start up until way down the road when you get towards Fairmount. But I rode this and I was immediately reminded why I stopped riding this. I am going through a residential street. You would think that this would be quiet, but in the same way I, as a person on a bike, am avoiding El Cajon Boulevard, there are a lot of drivers who don't want to be on El Cajon Boulevard either. They think it's faster to cut through here so that they don't have the traffic lights. There are stop signs, of course, and we look around, we're going to go through it. But one of the reasons I go through the stop signs a little quick on this route is because there's always someone breathing down my neck. It always feels like there's someone just coming up right behind me, and it happens. And I got into some major conflicts on here, and I'll try to find the video where a dude in a pickup truck is just going wild around me, and it got me off of this road. I figured it was easier and safer to take the elevation changes on Fairmount and Montezuma than it was to compete with drivers on these roads. I wish there was an alternative, but the only way to get east from the mid-city area through the college area and places beyond with a bike lane is Fairmount and Montezuma. There's no bike lane on El Cajon Boulevard, and they're working on one down on University, but that's a good couple of miles down the road, and there's no reason why someone on a bike should have to add an additional 4 or 5 miles to their ride to pick up the one road that might have some accommodation. Here's a driver coming up behind me now, and I feel him there, and I don't have room to get over because there are parked cars, and it's just a bummer. They're not honking at me, they're not shouting. I don't feel like it's dangerous just yet, but I get over to the side. I just don't want the conflict. Again, I'm not used to riding on this road. Typically, I take a different route, but we are going through the Talmadge neighborhood right now. So, this is funny right here. So we end up going through this stop sign, and I'm waving somebody on. This is a thing too, you all hey, stop at stop signs, and people on bikes never stop at stop signs. When we do, I find at least 3/4 of the time, the person who has the right of way then waves me on, and then the person behind me gets annoyed, and it's like you want me to follow the rules, but then other people aren't following the rules. There's that bike Shara that we just went over, but I want to keep going straight here, and it gets wacky because that's a one-way, but I want to get over there. So I'm in this tiny little painted island, and this driver lets me go. Thank you so much. And now I got to get up here, and getting a real squeeze there between drivers and parked cars. But again, I did this to myself. I told y'all I didn't want to do this, but I had a feeling. I don't know. And I don't know if anything happened on Fairmount and Montezuma. I went by the day after and I saw some debris that I didn't recognize, but I don't know, you know, sometimes you just get a feeling and you go with it. So we continue on Monroe here, and I'll speed us up just a little bit. We're now on the quieter part of Monroe in Talmadge. This is the area going behind Hoover High School. We got some speed bumps we went over, and it's just a more chill part. And just for those keeping track on a map of where we are, we're coming up on Meade and Fairmount. This is usually where y'all see me dip down onto Fairmount and just another block, and I come back up. And that is a different way to go when we are driving less and riding a bike. Thanks.